the club, we'll do it tonight, yeah. From the back to the left to the right, yeah. All them girls looking hot, looking tight, yeah. Come on and move from the wall to the light, yeah. I don't know, maybe you didn't hurt me. Gonna lose it tonight, yeah, no mercy. We're gonna turn it up crazy. We're gonna turn it up, ooh. Let me see your hands. 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 Swing them around like you dance, no care. Popping bottles, you know how we do.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm LaWanda.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And today we are here to talk about Insecure. This is season 5, episode 6, and it was titled Tired, okay? So this is going to be one that we are definitely going to have a lot to talk about. There's a lot that went down this episode. First of all, I was so shocked by that opening scene because we were debating last week whether or not it was real or if it was like a little imagination. And we got our answer this week.
I love
it. That's my kind of petty, too.
Yeah. When she starts dreaming, it's like funny as hell. When she did that 3-point with the baby and then kicked Condola, I mean, I hollered. I know it's nothing to laugh at, but it cracked me. I hollered. I'm sorry.
But it's a good representation of how she probably feels inside. Like, I know deep down inside, she wish she could just kick Condola to the curb and toss the baby out of their lives.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then you can see, she, in her mind, Condola is winning.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And so this was Natasha Rothwell's directorial debut, and she talked about directing Issa in that scene in the after show. She mentioned that, and it actually was really funny. Just seeing how she really feels about Condola, like she just walks up on her, tells her how everything is so great. Lawrence moved back for her. She's flashing this giant engagement ring and talking about Lawrence makes $1 billion a month. And his manhood even grew 2 inches.
Yeah, the idea that everything is better. And what did she call it? She said, thank you for giving up. Thank you for quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that stems from the fact that, when you think about the beginning of Insecure, about the place that he was in, and I think in the back of her mind is like, I was with him before he got to the point where he is now, and so she probably feels like Condola is now reaping the benefits of, all the time that she's put in.
Yeah.
That Issa has put in.
It kind of reminds me of Beyonce's song "Ring the Alarm" because she's talking about like, I'll be damned if I see another chick on your arm, and she's like going through the motions of how she's been down with him for all of these years, and she's like, I'm not just going to give that up and pass it on to the next chick. So I'm like, that must be what Issa is going through.
And it amazes me how somebody can feel that way. Yes, you were there, but you gave him up, okay, because he wasn't fitting your qualifications. And now that he's gone ahead and made something of himself, and another woman picks him up, I mean, come on, what's up with that?
Well, in this case, I mean, she was trying to make a go of it. They found their way back to each other, and it turns out that he took a job in another city. Long distance relationship was difficult, and then also he has a child with another woman. So that was the thing that ultimately broke them up. I mean, this time around.
Yeah, I mean that's some tough, heavy stuff to try to get over.
Yeah,
but it seems like there's trouble in paradise with her and Nathan as well. And we've seen that. I mean, she's trying to push him to say "I love you" back, and it's not happening.
Yeah, and that's on Issa because she's not listening to him.
I do. I think he was right. I was glad when he finally told her that you've been all over the place because she has. I felt like she gave him mixed signals.
Mhm.
She invited him to stay, and like he said, you were crying over another man and stuff, and then you say you want to take it slow, and then you want him to say I love you, and it's a lot.
Yeah, and she still didn't ask him what was wrong. She still didn't ask him what happened in that day,
Right. And I was thinking about that. Like, when is he going to tell her that he had this horrible ordeal that went down at the barbershop? Man, that called him crazy, called him soft, basically called him bipolar, like all kinds of things that are so triggering for him. And I'm surprised he didn't, attack him for those words, because those are fighting words.
Yeah.
Because he was off, and everybody tried to tell him that he was off base, but he thinks he's the man because he's bringing in all this super talent or whatever, but there's still no way.
But that's still what's it called, shop though. I mean,
we put insurance on our get the hands list.
Yeah. Nathan throws hands, right? That's how we met him.
That's true. He does throw hands.
But you know what? It also makes me think about the conversation that Issa had with Nathan when he decided, like, well, maybe LA isn't for me. Like, I was like, uh-oh, here we go again.
See, that's the thing.
Issa is at fault. Like, Nathan kind of shares that. I mean, I can see why Issa's concerned too.
Yes, I was about to say, I was like, I get where Nathan was coming from with Issa because she was all over the place. However, Nathan has to resist the urge to bolt every stuff. I mean, because it seems like that's been his pattern. We saw that his cousin brought that up and everything. And when he said that about, maybe LA isn't for me, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, wow, as soon as things get rough, he's gonna run.
Well, but that also could be because Issa is all over the place. I mean, I know how I would feel if I'm trying to get with a woman and she's all over the place. I'm not going to necessarily stay in a city that I particularly don't like if I feel as though that there's nothing really going on with her because she can't make up her mind. So, I have to give some level of credence to Nathan to say, well, maybe if she was all about Nathan, maybe that wouldn't come up. Maybe he would want to stay. So
well, maybe if that was his only issue though, because you see the issues that he's having at the job. So it's not just an Issa thing.
Well,
no, it was on her to dig deeper, to allow him to tell her what was going on so he could talk it through, because I think that Issa's first inclination is to run to avoid the problem. But I think it went down to him telling her, you know how I feel about you. And I guess his love language be to listen. Don't try to force me to tell you I love you just so it'll make you feel better. Actually sit down and listen to me.
Because he tried to talk to her about his day. He opened up, he tried to, but she was myopic. She had in her mind, hey, I told you I love you and you never said anything. So she really wasn't listening to him. And I think that's what sparked that level of conversation that he had with her. Because, I guess he said, hey, look, I've had it with you. You're not really listening to me. You want me to pay more attention to you, but you're not paying much attention to what I'm going through.
That conversation basically parallels the conversation he had with Crenshaw, because Crenshaw was saying pretty much the same thing about her listening to his concerns. He was more aggressive with how he said it to her. He definitely was out of pocket with the way he did it, but what he was saying, he had valid points.
Yeah, and it seems to be like a pattern with her. You heard it from Nathan, she heard it from Crenshaw, and then if you see the previews for next week, she's going to hear it from her friends as well, because she's telling them what went down, and then they try to act shocked, like, oh, he said you were inconsistent? Wow, big shocker.
Right. Exactly.
So
but I still think Crenshaw went too far.
No, Crenshaw definitely went too far. That's what I said. How he said it, he was out of pocket and everything. He did the most. I believe that. I said, but what he was saying to her, some of the points he made, he was right about some of the points. It was the way he did it. He just did way too much. And the way he carried on social media too was dead wrong.
And he could have been a little more understanding about Issa's position too, because she was in a position that she had to take care of her client. She also had to take care of her boss. So, she's between a rock and a hard place, and you have to give some credence to that. But but like you said, I understood Crenshaw. He was right. I mean, she should have had his back.
Yeah, I don't know where this leaves Issa now that her brand is kind of being tarnished, and her reputation in the community isn't what it used to be. And so I'm trying to figure out, where does she go from here? If she has people not wanting to work with her, and Crenshaw not willing to make amends, I guess she'll really have to get down and do some grassroots work in the neighborhood and try to change her perception.
If I was she, I would have taken the L and just said to Crenshaw, "Hey, you're right. I was out of pocket. I should have, I should have had your back. Just take the L and move on." But instead, she wants to go toe to toe.
I think that's what's going to have to happen. She's going to have a follow-up conversation with him, and it's probably going to be, a more humbler one. I mean, it's going to be a different approach, and that will probably win him over. And who knows, that may help him smooth things over on social media, saying, we worked this out. Mm-hmm. It's all good.
Yeah, he kind of said that. He said that. He's like, this is the first time we actually really talked. So,
So I think there's still opportunity for her to turn it around. Like I've seen, I think we all probably seen situations like that kind of play out online or whatever. I've seen some stuff like go awry and everything. And then later on, there seems to have been like, a sidebar offline. And then all of a sudden you'll see the makeup or whatever online. I mean,
Yep. I think it cuts both ways for other people who want to work with him. They, it doesn't make him look good either.
No, that's what I said. For him to go on social media and blast her and stuff like that, other brands could be gun shy with working with him too, saying like, well, wow, if this doesn't go our way, then is he going to put me on blast like that? So that it does cut both ways.
Right. And now I wanted to switch and talk a little bit about Issa. She's still been supporting Molly with her mom, taking food to the family and whatnot. So I thought that was good to see that she's still being supportive with Molly in the situation. But Molly has decided to go back into work to try to attend this retreat and to present. She doesn't want her spot taken, basically. And so we see there that she's struggling, trying to deal with the work-life balance, and having a sick parent is really distracting for her, because you can see like she's halfway present. And it's funny that they played the game of first impressions, and they were kind of telling Molly about herself and how she used to be. She was so bougie and annoying to them, and they were like, "But we love you now." So it's good that her professional relationships are improving.
Yes, that is good.
Molly can turn up now.
And
yeah,
she stepped it up too, because now that she finally communicated with Eddie to let Eddie know what the deal was, with her mom.
Torian.
Is it Torian?
His name is Torian.
Okay. I don't know why I saw Eddie on the thing, but anyway, Torian, Eddie. Look, at this hour of the night, it could be anybody. His name could be Johnson. But yeah, but it looks at least there may be some love ship in the air with brother Torian. I don't know, but it was a little interesting to see how his watch got in her bed, and I did like the way she, kind of got around to asking that question.
She's like, was I so lit that something went down? And but you see, she turned up, and it's interesting because I live tweet the show, and somebody tweeted and was like, that's why I watch what I drink, how I drink on work events and stuff. And I said, and that's true. I think you got to still be conscious of, how much you drink and stuff, because something like that could happen.
You know what? I think Molly has always been poised like that. She's always kept a very separate line. So I think it's just her being stressed.
Yes. She let go. She let go.
Yeah. It was good to see her and Torian communicate though, finally, when she told him what's been going on with her. And it turns out that he had a similar experience with his brother who was battling cancer. And so they kind of bonded over that. And he gave her like some words of advice to, not feel like she can't come and talk to him even outside professional environment. And so I think that opened the door for what's coming next, because I can definitely see them hooking up. And it almost happened. He dropped off the swag bag and they were kind of eyeing each other, but cut it off. They caught themselves. And awkwardly talked about the mug in the bag. So they were having this weird conversation about the mug.
And I think we said last week that the two of them would probably be good for one another. I don't know on a work relationship. I don't know how that would work out, but I think that they could be a good match.
Yeah, I think qualities wise, I think so too. Now, the workplace thing is real tricky because if it doesn't work out, that's real awkward. So that's the only thing. But as far as the qualities and stuff and what she's looking for in a man, and before she used to have that list about income and all that stuff, it seems like he naturally kind of has some of the things that she wants on the list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it if they did, but Molly, and I like Kelly Jordan's comment here. She says that it's nice to see Molly give up control to her family and Issa and trust that they have it under control. Now, she definitely did do that. She was able to give up that control. So maybe this is a new beginning for her, because I was going to say it usually spills over into her relationships too, where she doesn't know how to give up control. So now that she's doing it with her family, maybe she can start to do it in her relationships. So
yeah,
I don't know, because Torian seems like a strong-willed guy. He's not just going to let Molly walk over him.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think he can hold his own. That's what makes him a good match. It seems like the growth that we're seeing in Molly, like the work that she and Issa are doing with their relationship, and then her like relinquishing the control, as Kelly Jordan said, with the family and stuff, and even going to work and allowing Issa to hold it down with the family is cool. And then for her to even open up and tell Torian, because I was like, this is a major thing going on in your life right now. And then, you don't want people thinking that you're a flake, at work, when for real, you got a major ordeal going on in your personal life. And so I was so glad that she did, let that wall down and tell him what was happening with her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was good news to hear that her mom finally woke up. And so that was, and I think they even said that she could possibly go home the next day. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, she probably had a chance of like a full recovery, although she can't really speak yet. So I think that that's still an uphill battle for Molly, dealing with her mom's health. But at least she's back home and seems to be doing well again.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Jay Red's comment.
Yeah. We'll quit her job and take care of her mom. I don't know if I see her quitting her job unless she starts to work for herself, does her own firm and works from home. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I don't even know. How about her brother? Because he seems to be very close with his with the mom. So I don't know if she would have to quit her job.
Mm-hmm.
But she seems like she has help with the family. So I think she'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we still don't even know like the extent of her mom's the aftermath of the stroke, because maybe I don't know, maybe it's something that's not as damaging to her nerves or anything. Maybe she still has full mobility. So you never know.
May have to go to rehab. May have nurses come into the house. I'm sure they're going to probably have some type of post-care treatment in place for her mom.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think overall, I just want to see Molly grow into this new person that she's becoming, because she's done. It seems like she's doing the work.
She's definitely doing the work,
making progress. Yeah. So I want to see her carry that progress over into a relationship and be like the mature, composed Molly, and not the one that just can't give up control and has to have it her way, like throwing a temper tantrum almost. So I want to see Molly. Hopefully by the end of the season, we'll see her in a mature relationship where she is, the changed version of herself.
And if I look at Issa and Molly, I think Molly has progressed growth-wise more so than Issa has. Because Issa is still seemingly struggling with a lot of her insecurities. But Molly does seem like she's coming out of her ways, and we're beginning to see more growth in her than I have seen so far with Issa.
Yeah, I mean, Issa, I think I speak for all of us when we say she moves on quickly and she doesn't give herself in relationships. It doesn't seem like she gives herself enough time in between relationships to digest, the breakup. And I think that while Molly progressed, in terms of her relationships, Issa really has shown progression in her adult life, work wise and just being more responsible. But in terms of her relationships, it seems like she's still struggling in that category.
Yeah, I think that's part of it, right? That once you get one aspect of your life working, in the other one. So there's part of it is trying to find balance. And so I don't know. I think that Issa, she took a year off. It seemed like between her and Lawrence breaking up, it seemed like almost a year or something had passed. So maybe it is it really is that her being inconsistent and not really knowing what she wants and not, being, I don't know, maybe she's afraid to go after what she wants. It's like she's putting all these limits on it. Almost like Molly used to do these labels. It can't be this, it has to be that.
I think she needs to recognize, like we said, no relationship is perfect. And it's not going to be like a neat little bow. And maybe it's complicated, and maybe if she wants to be with Lawrence, she's going to have to accept that it's going to be complicated. That he has a child with another woman and stuff. He's going to have to take the whole package.
Yeah,
but she did discover
Jordan's comment.
I just don't see Lawrence leaving Condola to get back with Issa.
He and Condola are not together.
No, I'm saying, but I think he wants to be with Condola, and I think he wants to be with Condola so he can be with the baby. And I think if that situation breaks open, I don't think that there would be a open lane for Issa.
I think we haven't seen that yet. I mean, they may work towards Lawrence and Condola being together, but I don't think we've seen that he actually wants to be with her yet. Not this season.
No, we haven't seen it, but I'm looking at Lawrence as being a family man. The father, wanting to take care of the kid and just having that nucleus. It appears to me, and I'm saying that he's more of that than someone who flake on the family and go back to his, even though he may still love Issa, but I think that there's enough family orientation in Lawrence to stay with his family. That's a prediction, by the way.
No. I mean, it could actually happen. A lot of people have done it, but at the same time, follow your heart. Like
I know.
If he doesn't, I mean, he'll be there just for the kid, really, just and stuff, and not love and everything, and that could be a lifetime of resentment too.
Yeah, but people do it all the time.
I know people do it. It's called settling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Issa might have some of that grass is greener syndrome. Like when you're going through something in your relationship, things sometimes look better in other people's situation. It seemed like she was flirting a little bit with Molly's brother, and so I'm like, okay, Issa, like maybe she's starting to weigh her options, especially if Nathan decides he is going to jet and up and leave her. Like I see Issa playing defense before it happens, trying to get ahead of the issue, because it seems like Nathan and Issa are not probably going to work out long term. That's just my call. I don't know if it seems like it's so much there, and they don't seem willing to work through it together. They're kind of both.
I liked him in the beginning, when they first became friends, because I liked that she could be awkward around him, and he would just like play it all. Like they just seemed like real cool together and everything, like as friends when they were first trying to date. And then it just seems like ever since he bolted and then he came back, it just up and down and stuff. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's because they never got to really be in relationship, right?
Yeah,
it was the honeymoon phase until he jetted for a minute. So
right,
this may have been inevitable from the beginning, but you'll never know just because.
But I think it was that breakdown when he was working at Best Buy and then he wanted to quit Best Buy and to start his own business. And Issa was.
So you think you talking about Lawrence? We talking about Nathan.
Oh, okay. So what were you saying about Nathan?
Well, I was just saying that I think that I liked how they were awkward. She could be awkward around him, and how in the beginning, they were having fun and stuff, and they seemed like they could be good for each other. But then when he left, before we found out that he was bipolar, when he just kind of ghosted her, and then he came back, and then they started talking again. It hasn't been cohesive.
But it seems like they're like that. They're like that when they're on that friendship plane, like when they were outside walking the dog, and and they had their little awkward moments. It was funny, it was cute, and it seems like I don't know. I don't know if Issa is moving too fast, or whether it's like we said, it's just she's not really paying attention to where the relationship is. But it seems like as long as she just stays on an even level with Nathan is okay. It's just that with this, I love you. She loves me not. She loves me not, and that's going to trouble Nathan.
Yeah, I would love to see them both attend therapy sessions separately, because I think Nathan definitely could use it to have somebody that can talk to him and like walk him through like some of the things that he's been experiencing. And then I think Issa could use it to be more self-aware of what she's saying and doing and how that comes off to people. Because I don't know, like I know Issa is abundantly aware of a lot of the stuff she does. She plays it out in her head all the time. She has her conversations with herself in the mirror. But I don't know if in terms of relationships, if she's navigating it the way she thinks she is.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what comes of all of this. It's already episode 6, so we only have 4 more to go in the whole season. And I'm sitting up here like, where is this really going to leave off at? Because it seems like we're opening up all of these new scenarios, and we're supposed to be bringing things to a close. Like we're supposed to get closure. But I'm just like, we got a short amount of time to try to get it. So I don't know where this is going to go.
We might be leading to the scenario that she might be by herself. She might not be with either of those men.
And I'm more inclined to believe that she and Nathan just may not find someone, by the end of the season.
Yeah, they might end up being friends. Yeah, I think that could possibly be the case. I mean, I'm still rooting for her and Lawrence, but we'll see.
I think both she and Lawrence need to move on. I really do. I just think they need to move on. And if as with Lawrence, I know if it were me, I think I'd rather stay where I am with my family. I want to see my child grow up. I don't want to have to. I don't want visitation rights and all this other mess.
I think a lot of men feel like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at Kelly Jordan's comments.
Kelly Jordan making some good points here.
Yes, definitely good points mentioning about considering Issa cheated. I think Issa should be patient with Lawrence and seek to understand versus trying to be understood. That's an excellent point. And she also mentioned, I think Issa needs to be by herself to see what she really wants. And I concur. And I think that's probably, like we said, what's going to end up happening.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to next week's episode. It looks like it's girl time. They coming back together for the girls' night out, and everybody sitting around chatting. So we know that girls' night episodes are always hilarious. And I'm just looking forward to seeing them come back together. And now that everybody's back in a good space, no beefs within the friendship, I want to see what this is going to turn up. And it looks like Lawrence shows up at the doorstep with his baby, and I'm like, that got to be another dream sequence.
I was like, is that another dream? Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's real or not.
Or he's showing up at a different door.
Yeah,
right.
Now that, whew, I don't know about that one.
And the fact that she's having these dreams and scenarios let you know that that's still an issue for her. That's something that she feels that she's going to have a problem dealing with if she ever runs into them and seeing the baby and all of that.
So is it more of the baby, or is it the baby? Is it more the baby, or is it more Lawrence? Which one does she?
It's both. Like the idea that the man that you love fathered a child with someone else. The man that you thought you were going to marry and have a child with. Yeah, that's a blow. That's a blow.
And I think for Issa, I couldn't in good conscience engage somebody in a new relationship knowing I still feel that way about somebody else, because that tells me to, like, Issa is basically trying to use Nathan to get over Lawrence instead of it being like a genuine. It may be some of it is genuine, but it's also a cover to try to get over Lawrence.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you just go to Lawrence and have a conversation about this whole thing instead of playing it the way Issa is playing it? Because if that is the case, if she feels that strongly, there's got to be a conversation that takes place so that she knows which direction to go. I mean,
it's probably coming.
Yeah, I think it's coming too. I think it's probably leading to that. Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, her having those thoughts, if she was over it, she wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
I think that's
and I think for her, like, sometimes out of sight, out of mind. And the fact that she keeps seeing it, like she's seen him, maybe that keeps bringing things back up. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off again.
Yeah, but that's kind of what those girls' trips are for, because that's when all the truth comes out. And so I think a lot of that, where she'll probably have to face it, will probably come out of the conversations that she has next week.
Yeah,
I agree.
Especially when you have your friends like holding up the mirror to you. It's one thing when something comes from your, significant other. You can say, "Oh, well, he don't really know me like that. Like maybe we haven't been dating long enough for him to say something like that to me." But when your friends say it, it hits different because they know you. You've been friends with them forever. Seeing you through all your trials and tribulations.
Tiffany has all the tea, so we'll see if she tells what she knows, because she tries.
That's true, because she's cool with Condola. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so I cannot wait for next week. This is
that should be cool.
Okay. Do you guys have any other theories to throw out there, predictions, or anybody else to add to our who can get the hands list?
No, well, the title of the show is Insecure, so I don't see how Issa will be secure by the end of the show. I think it will continue to be Issa and insecure. She's going to have her insecurities even after this show. And who knows? There may be a season 6 if enough people come. Enough people ask.
No, she's done. She's done. She already said it.
I know, but there's always that small hope. I don't know.
No, she has other projects.
Yeah.
This is it. I think there may be a spinoff.
I was about to say that a lot of people were speculating about a spinoff. I've heard some people asking for a Molly spinoff or either a Kelly spinoff. That's the most common one. Yeah. So we'll see. Definitely looking forward. And I think we only have 4 more episodes left to find out. So it's winding down quickly.
Oh, they said, remember when they said Lawrence was done and he came back?
What up? I want to thank everybody for watching. Yeah. Well,
Okay,
I'm gonna wrap it up. Say thank you to everybody for watching. Shout out to all of you guys for sticking with us this late at night. We appreciate you. Kelly Jordan, thank you so much for joining us again. Also, to all of our other viewers out there, please make sure you drop down in the comment section and make sure that you let us know about what you thought about this episode and give us your predictions. And also make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Click the notification bell so that you get alerted when we post. And also like the video. We are also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. So give us a follow there. And make sure you check out some of our other recaps. We just did Power Book 2 tonight. And we also have a couple of other reviews for the American Black Film Festival. We covered that, so go check out that coverage. A lot of good films that we talked about there. And still we have our interviews with the BMF cast, so you can still on those as well. You guys got anything to add before we head out?
Except next week I'm gonna take a nap. Anybody that's got gray hair on their chin deserves one. I'm tired, I'm sleepy. I need a nap.
All right.
Good night.
Okay. Well, thanks again. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. Love you too.
Thank you, J Red.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Look at my neck bright. I get that check right. I'm so blessed, right? Off of that jet pipe. Off of that side. I'm in a new coupe. My nigga, I been fired. I said what I said, right? Yeah. I get that check right. I'm so blessed, right? Off of that jet pipe. Off of that